Right now at noon, Mercy officially takes ownership of a hospital in Pittsburgh.
And we've got those mostly cloudy skies out there. No showers as of yet, but that chance very isolated. A look at that forecast coming up.
Plus, the city of Pittsburgh hopes a new service will address some concerns over trash pickup.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The former Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh has officially transferred ownership to Mercy. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. The change comes after a months-long transferring process after Mercy and Ascension entered into a transfer agreement in February of this year. The transaction was finalized on September 1st, and Mercy Hospital Pittsburgh is the third Mercy hospital in Kansas, joining Mercy Hospital Columbus and Mercy Specialty Hospital Southeast Kansas in Galena. A ribbon cutting at Mercy Hospital Pittsburgh is set for next Wednesday, September 11th. Well, the city of Pittsburgh hopes to help residents' trash concerns with the official launch of a city-run trash service this week. The new service comes after many residents have reported issues with other companies like Cards Recycling and Waste Management frequently not picking up trash while still charging customers. City staff say when these haulers don't pick up, it's fallen to the city to handle. The launch of the city-run service allows the city to invest in proper equipment like trucks and roll carts. It also gives Pittsburgh residents another option.
The city's always in trash. We've always been in the trash business. What we're doing is just getting a little better equipment and assigning some personnel, because right now, when the trash doesn't get picked up by one of the contractors that's supposed to pick it up, it ends up falling to the city.
The city says as of last week, they had an estimated 800 or more signups for the service. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Now we've got those mostly cloudy skies out there. You can see them from MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line in Joplin. We'll head over to Pittsburgh, our camera downtown. Also mostly cloudy. In fact, in some cases, it's just straight up cloudy. Not much sunshine getting through at all. Started yesterday at 64, made it up to 85. So just a little off pace of where we should be for this time of year. We're doing okay so far. 80 in Joplin, 75 in Pittsburgh. Warm up taking place out there. Most of us in the mid 70s and some upper 70s out there. And now we've even got a couple of low 70s here and there. So not a bad afternoon at all. We're going to hold on to the cloudy to mostly cloudy skies through most of the evening. We won't start seeing clearing until overnight tonight. Upper 60s by 11. There's still that chance of a stray shower or two in our southern counties, but so far nothing's popped up out there and those chances very low. Now we are going to start to warm up over the next few days, and we're going to have a few more pop-up storm chances at least. We'll go over those details with you in the full forecast here in just a couple more minutes. Elise.
All right, thanks Chris. We'll see you soon. Well, Joplin first responders were called to a fire late last night on South Pennsylvania Avenue. Firefighters worked quickly to control the flames on a vacant residence in the middle of Emerson neighborhood. Now, the heat was so intense that parts of the siding on the south side melted significantly. The fire was under control around 12:20, and no one was home at the time of the fire. Joplin police are investigating the cause. Well, the Fairview, Missouri woman convicted of shooting and killing her ex-lover has died in prison. 24-year-old Connie Sanders Ford was serving a life sentence at Chillicothe Women's Prison for the 2015 murder of 58-year-old John Jordan of Granby. Authorities say the two were having an affair, but after Jordan ended it, Sanders Ford shot him. Sanders Ford's death is considered to be of natural causes. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office says a weekend shooting appears to be self-defense. It happened at a home at 117 South 12th Street in Sarcoxie, Missouri. Deputies responded to that house for reports of a shooting and found 39-year-old Brian Jones of Sarcoxie with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The Sheriff's Office says the shooter was identified and is cooperating with investigators. Well, authorities in Cassville, Missouri are asking the public for help in identifying the burglar in this security video. This video shared by the Barry Lawrence County Crime Stoppers shows the burglar breaking into Fury Printing in Cassville last Wednesday night. Fury Printing officials say this is the second time the business has been broken into. Now, the burglar in the video is seen wearing a ghost face mask from the movie Scream. If you have any information, you are asked to contact law enforcement. Well, the Arkansas Opioid Recovery Partnership has launched a new project aimed at improving opioid analysis and reporting across the state. As Brooke Buckner shows us, it's all part of the ongoing effort to combat the continuing crisis nationwide.
I think it's so important of having data that's timely, helps people get to where they need to get.
Now, communities across the state have this new tool to help them get that data more efficiently. It's called TrueNarc, and it will help schools, college campuses, and law enforcement agencies to easily analyze dangerous drugs at no cost.
Our mission is to distribute those opioid funds that came in for cities and counties respectfully out to organizations that will fill in the gap of solving the opioid epidemic in our state.
Kirk Lane with the Arkansas Opioid Recovery Partnership says in our state alone, 429 people died as a result of the opioid epidemic last year, and 70% of those deaths were caused by synthetic opioids like fentanyl.
But one of the gaps that we realized, and the reason that we brought this project forward, is understanding and knowing what your enemy is half the battle.
So now, instead of waiting months to find out what a substance is, it can be identified within just a few minutes with TrueNarc.
Using the technology to push that investigation forward makes communities safer, it makes law enforcement or it makes people that will be utilizing these instruments safer, and it'll give family answers quickly.
Sergeant Tanya Soul with the Lonoke County Sheriff's Office says her department has had this device for 4 years and they use it on a regular basis. She says this is a game changer for increasing safety for not only the public, but for deputies too, since you don't have to open the drug to find out what it is.
You want to hold the substance directly up to it, and then once you hit scan, it starts to analyze it and it starts to scan it.
It's not been productive to figure out what happened last year. We got to know what's happening right now, and that's the beauty of these devices.
Coming up, residents in Nixa, Missouri react to a new intersection in town. And later, we're making cinnamon bun poke cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The 119th Old Settlers Weekend wrapped up in Uniontown, Kansas yesterday. Residents and visitors participated in a car show, children's parade, and picnic in the park. The event also saw vendors from throughout the community set up to sell handmade goods such as bows, jewelry, and artwork. And Old Settlers Weekend included several raffles to benefit different causes in the area.
We have sponsors from everywhere, and they come here. They come for the car show, they come for the vendors, they come to get together with their friends, enjoy the park, you know, it's a good time for everybody.
Picnickers also enjoyed food and craft vendors and carnival games on the Uniontown Square. Well, it's been a month now since Highway 160's newest intersection opened up in Nixa, Missouri. And some local businesses say they've already seen a difference in traffic. It's only the second one of its kind in Missouri and is taking time for drivers to get used to. Adam Woodbray has more.
Nearly a month after opening, traffic is flowing through the new intersection at Highway 160 and Route CC in Nixa. Drivers navigating their way through the new continuous flow design.
When I first saw it, I thought, how is this going to work? But it actually, honestly, has worked out really well.
And some of the businesses in the area say they've already noticed a difference.
You know, we watch it every day, just kind of out there. We haven't noticed a whole lot of accidents. It seems like everyone is really starting to get the hang of the new intersection.
Since opening on July 29th, data from the State Highway Patrol shows troopers responded to a 3-car crash there just 2 days later. But since then, though, State Patrol data doesn't show any crashes happening there. In fact, data looking back over the last year shows only one other crash happening there, and that was on July 16th.
So those left-hand turns coming from the north is different. You're like, if you're not ready for it, you're going to miss it, and you can't just cut across traffic that way when you miss it. So.
Further down Route CC, Darcy Ambergi tells me traffic along the road is noisier than it used to be because of merging lanes.
There are a lot of people like honking, and no like accidents that I know of for sure, but a lot of honking, like because people are cutting other people off.
While she has driven through the new intersection, she doesn't really like to, preferring to take a different route.
And then just because the intersection's so new, I have already seen videos and complaints about people not paying attention or going down the wrong way.
But she believes the traffic in the area is already better off.
I hope like once people get used to it, it's going to be a little bit easier, like because the whole point is to make traffic flow better.
Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Want to enjoy the taste of homemade cinnamon buns without all the work? We've got the recipe that can do just that.
And even though it's a bit cool out there now, much warmer weather is on the way. We'll have a look at that forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So there's still an opportunity for perhaps an isolated shower or two in our southern counties. But so far, Skywatch Storm Tracker, other than showing us the clouds, there's really not much out there, but the future track still shows us where we could have an opportunity for a stray shower or two in our southern counties. There are a few showers very far southwest, just east of Oklahoma City, and the future track's picking up on that as a possibility of maybe skirting our southern counties with that slight chance for a shower. But outside of that, we're expected to be dry and cloudy today. Now, as we go overnight tonight, though, clouds begin to dissipate across the area, and as we clear out without that cloud shield to block in some of the warmer air, we're going to see a few more locations possibly falling back into the upper 50s tonight. However, even though this is going to be one of our more widespread cool nights, tomorrow is also going to be our warmest day since Sunday, when we got a little bit on the toasty side. We are looking at temperatures starting to climb closer to average. So that's the thing. Sunday we were a bit above normal, but for our Wednesday we are looking at temperatures to be about normal, but it's going to feel kind of hot because yesterday and today, not too bad out there. We go into our Thursday, and then we'll start to see some partly cloudy skies. Now, early in the morning, we have some isolated shower and thunderstorm chances south of I-44, but as we go through the day, that southeasterly breeze initially starts bringing in some warmer air and more moisture to the area, and that'll give us an opportunity for some isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms as we end the Thursday afternoon. And we'll see that chance continue as we go into Friday, and as you can see, some isolated storms even in the overnight hours, Thursday into Friday, but they'll still be relatively isolated. We have a weak boundary coming through that could trigger some of those additional shower and thunderstorm chances. We are cloudy in Joplin right now. Do not pay attention to that. That is a lie. We are seeing some sunshine, but otherwise mostly cloudy. 80 east-southeast breeze at 8. Very dry. Dew point's 54. Humidity is 40%. Over in Pittsburgh, again, we are also cloudy. Don't let that lie to you. There's some sunshine getting through, but not much. 76 does feel like 78, but it's something it's not going to be very noticeable. Same dry conditions with that southeast breeze at 6 miles an hour. Around the area, we're just kind of gradually warming up depending on how much sunlight you're getting compared to your neighbors. Some of us a little warmer, but we're generally in the mid to upper 70s across the area. And we'll continue to warm just a little more. Some of you will cap out with your highs in the upper 70s. Monette-Cassville, for example, a little cooler. Same Nevada, Fort Scott. So you're not going to warm up considerably more today. You'll be in the upper 70s, but most of us low 80s for our highs. The mostly cloudy skies. I'm combining mostly with isolated there. Isolated showers in our southern counties still possible, and otherwise below normal temperatures. And we head into tonight. On average, lows into the low 60s, but as we showed you on Future Track, a few more of us could fall back into the upper 50s tonight with that gradual clearing taking place. Mostly clear to partly cloudy skies as we head into our Wednesday. Upper 80s, but relatively close to normal. So it's going to feel warmer, but it's not going to be excessively hot. Southeast breeze continues at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Pop-up storms again Thursday and Friday, still upper 80s, so at or just a pinch above average here and there. We'll fall back a little below average this weekend. Sunny skies, so we're looking pretty good out there. As we head into next week, we go back to normal Monday and Tuesday, so back to the upper 80s. After that, though, second half of next week, we're looking at temperatures starting to climb back into the low to mid 90s. So we're not quite officially into fall yet, and summer wants to remind us that it is still the summer season by turning up the heat a little bit next week. So enjoy this week and the weekend.
Absolutely. All right, thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making cinnamon bun poke cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard is showing us how to make cinnamon bun poke cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
I don't know about you, but now that Labor Day is behind us, I'm ready for fall and all the goodness that comes with it. And one way to get a jump start is by whipping up a cinnamon bun poke cake. When your whole house is filled with the aroma of freshly baked cinnamon buns, you'll know what I mean. We start by preparing a box of white cake mix, according to the package instructions, in a 9x13 pan. While that cools, we mix together some melted butter, brown sugar, a good amount of ground cinnamon, a little vanilla, and some sweetened condensed milk. We set that aside for a sec while we poke holes all over the cake with the handle of a wooden spoon. Now we pour our filling over the cake, making sure all the holes are filled with this cinnamon goodness. Now we finish this with a homemade cream cheese frosting, and it's ready to serve. And boy, is this good. Between all the gooey pockets of the cinnamon filling and the creaminess of the frosting, it tastes just like a cinnamon bun, but with the ease of a poke cake. To get the recipe for our cinnamon bun poke cake, all you have to do is check out our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a sensational way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
Again, possibly an isolated shower or two in our southern counties. Otherwise, upper 70s, low 80s for highs. Back to normal Wednesday through Friday, upper 80s. A couple of pop-up storms Thursday and Friday. Cool down briefly for the weekend. Back to normal again on Monday and Tuesday. And then we start heating up next week back into the low to mid 90s. So enjoy the next several days. It's not going to last long.
Some nice temperatures in the short term anyway.
I know that weekend looks great. And Dell, what are your first tonight?
Well, a lot coming up at 5. For starters, a new experimental drug might extend dogs' lives by slowing the aging process, giving us more time with our pets. We're going to take a look at the potential benefit for our furry friends. Plus, Missouri American Water is helping Joplin citizens get access to safer drinking water through a lead pipe replacement program. And the city of Fort Scott, Kansas is receiving grant money to strengthen food supply chain infrastructure in the community. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up today. KOAM News at 5.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dal. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5. Until then, have a great rest of your day.